So it's a record of the Earth in rock. And the cavern was formed during which geological period?
Permian, which is just before the Mesozoic era, which is where the Loch Ness Monster is from.
Well, it was about that time that I noticed this Girl Scout was about 8 stories tall and was a crustacean from the Paleozoic era.
The Loch Ness Monster.
If you enjoy a glass of orange juice, well, not anymore.
They just used it as fertilizer for the citrus groves.
Oh, okay. As long as it wasn't put in there for flavoring.
Crazy. They look super thrilled to be there, don't they? Well, we will not be seeing this scene while we're here because it's too cold out. We've had barely highs in the mid-50s since we've been here. So we probably won't be seeing the bats. So that's a little disappointing, but I'll bet it's a spectacle to see. Look at all those bats. Can you imagine what that sounds like? We're just up from the bat viewing area, but they've got it all cordoned off so we can't really see anything. But there's a really nice nature trail behind the guest visitor center, which is right up there. It is just dead silent out here. And I believe that that up there is probably ranger quarters where the workers stay. But it's a lovely little hike. Critter Jam in the park. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's a baby one. Oh, a bitty babies. Oh, they're coming down. More up there on the ridge.
Joined together. You see those two necks?
Where?
Over here. There's like it came down and it went up and it
Oh, yeah.
met there.
Number one, get gas before you come this direction because there's no gas for, what'd they say, 150 miles, 35 miles? There's no gas around.
30 something.
There's gas in White City, but it was 50 cents more a gallon than the other places. So don't come here without gas. Number two, I didn't see a lot in the way of food to eat. So bring food, bring snacks. Number three, you're not supposed to leave your animals in the camper. The ranger can give you a ticket if you do, but they do have kennel services. It's $10 per animal. And you need proof of rabies with the date given and the date due. They will not take the tags as proof of vaccination. You can pull your camper up here. It's a 7-mile drive one way, and it's not a difficult drive. But there's very limited RV parking, so I don't recommend it if you don't have to do it. Also, if you know you're coming, make sure you log on to recreation.gov and be sure to get your ticket reserved in advance. Several days in advance, because they only allow 1,000 visitors a day into the cave. You can get there early, but if you get there past 2:30, the last elevator goes down to the cave at 2:30, and you will not be able to go in. So please be sure that you do have your reservation in advance. We wanted to go on Sunday, but we weren't able to get a ticket, so we had to go today. We had to pull the RV up, and we had to kennel the dogs. So I would recommend that you, look at how pretty that is, that you really plan your trip to Carlsbad Caverns in advance. There is a little bit of camping in this area, but not very much. Guadalupe Mountains is also a beautiful park, but like I said previously, unless you are wanting to do a lot of hiking and perhaps some backcountry hiking and overnight tent camping, there's not a lot to do there. So you could totally knock out both of these parks in a day, but you need to plan for Carlsbad Caverns for sure. Oh, when you go into the cave, you're going to wait in a lot of lines because they only let one party at a time in the elevator. You can either walk down through the natural entrance, which is what, how many miles was it?
It's an extra 1.25 miles.
1.25 miles down just to get to the beginning of the trail cave, and then the cave trail, and the cave trail was how long?
About 1.25 miles.
About 1.25 miles. So if you've got strong legs, you'll probably be fine. We, due to time constraints, we opted to take the elevator down and back up, and I think we were okay with that.
Just a note, walking down through the natural entrance is the same as climbing the Empire State Building.
Yeah. Bats. You're not going to see the bats until about May sometime. They wait for the bugs are what bring the bats, and the rain is what brings the bugs. So they've had a very dry spring, therefore there aren't a lot of bugs right now, therefore the bats haven't come yet. So bats are still in Mexico right now. It's April 19th today. When you go into the cave, take a flashlight or a headlamp, you'll be able to see a lot more. If you've got a really good camera with nighttime picture taking mode, that's going to get you your best pictures. I kept taking pictures and it just was a sheer disappointment. So don't look for a lot of great pictures and videos on this trip unless they're outside. I will say that this area is much prettier in the sunlight. When we were here last night, it wasn't very pretty. Everything was really gloomy and gray and just no color to anything. But there's sunlight today and everything's actually really pretty. So definitely make the trip to Carlsbad Caverns. I actually told Ryan, I'm not even sure it's a real cave. I think it's all made up, like, what'd you call it, VR? What'd you call it, like a Hollywood set?
Yeah, something like that.
Like you get in the elevator and it feels like it's moving, but you're not really going down. It was really neat, seriously. I don't really believe it's fake, by the way. My ears were popping when we came up, so I think it's real. But it just was, to look at it is unreal. So definitely something that you want to see before it's not there anymore, or we're not able to see it because of people doing stupid stuff. Oh, speaking of doing stupid stuff, don't touch anything when you go into the cave, because one single touch can destroy that area of the ecology. So make sure that you're not touching anything when you go into the cave. Not a bad idea to take a hiking stick. I almost fell a couple of times because you get disoriented because it's so dark, and when you're looking up and you're looking around, you can sometimes lose your footing. So take a hiking stick if you're not sure on your feet.
And it's damp in a few spots.
It's damp. It was kind of slick. Hiking shoes, I say, would be better than what I wore. I wore my water shoes thinking they would be real grippy, but I felt like I would have had more support had I worn my hiking shoes. Probably would have been a more comfortable walk. Anything you want to add?
No.
Okay. We're on our way to Marfa, going back to Texas. Back to Texas, y'all. We're going to stay in Marfa tonight, and then we decided to go ahead and go to Big Bend. Even though they're having some fires, we really wanted to see it, and we just couldn't bear the idea of not going down there when we're this close. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I think that's all. So we will see you guys down the road. Bye.